This episode of the Two Dads Podcast is powered by the Salina Moose Lodge 1473, and football season is officially here, and there's no better place to catch the big game than at the Moose. Bring your crew, pull up a stool, settle in, and take advantage of $12 buckets during all the action. Whether you're cheering every first down or just looking for a place to chill and hang out, the Moose has got you covered. Plus, mark your calendars for Thursday, September 25th. They're hosting a meet and greet with the chairman of the board of directors. You'll want to be there, and more details will roll out soon. If you want to be a part of something special, something different, and something unique, join the Salina Moose Lodge today. Hello, and welcome to the Two Dads Podcast, episode number 31. I'm your boy, OG Pickle, in the hot seat. Over to my left, Slick Willie. How you doing, bud?
Hey, how are you, buddy? I'm doing good. It's a beautiful Tuesday. The weather's turning, and I'm just ready to get after it today.
Bill's reminder of the Tuesday. So before we did this recording, I opened the thing out and was like, how's your weekend? And he's like, well, it's a Tuesday, so that's...
It was fresh in my mind, but
yeah,
episode 31, excited to be here. I instantly thought, who's my favorite sports athlete?
Who is
31, and I didn't have one.
Okay.
But then I thought of one. It was Justin Simmons, the safety for the Atlanta Falcons. And I hate the Atlanta Falcons.
Why is it just... That just came to your mind?
It was the first thing that just popped in my mind.
You know what? I have that happen.
Do you have a number 31 that you can even list off the top of your head?
No, I don't have anything.
Right, a lot of thought there.
Yeah, I know. I tried.
It was Isaac's JV football number.
That was Isaac Buschur's here. We'll get into his country music background. Billy Ray Cyrus. I missed that opportunity. Don't tell my heart. You're Billy Ray Cyrus today. It's a country. It's a country
I've never
jam.
heard that one.
All right. Isaac.
Actually, I refer to people and they're like, "What's your name?" And I have to spell it out. I'm like the country singer Billy Ray Cyrus. I'm just like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, I got that one.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Isaac, can you name a 31? You said it was your JV football number. Is that true?
That was not. No.
Okay, that's so stupid. Get me twice.
I didn't even know if he played JV football, but based off his size, I assumed
what was your JV football number?
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
It was 69.
Okay.
And I have a good reason.
Nice.
Let's go. All right.
I have a good reason.
Okay, give me the reason
His
why you
uncle
picked
at Christmas
69.
dared him.
Yeah. Okay.
Jerseys were based. Numbers were based off of sizes.
Right.
70 was the biggest size.
So who's 70?
I don't think there was one.
Okay, so stupid. Well, Isaac Buschur's in the house. Thank you for being here. Let me jump into the episode before we get into a little bit of a round table. I've got some icebreakers and things I'm excited for. But this week on the Two Dads Podcast, we're sitting down with someone who represents the heart of the starving artist grind. He's out here chasing his dreams, not just bar gigs or pumping out cover songs. He's a true country songwriter. From his small town roots in North Star, Ohio, to producing music in Nashville, to balancing life as a nurse, husband, and dad, he's done everything right. He's a past winner of the JD Legends GTG Songwriting Competition and a 2025 Josie Music Award nominee for Song of the Year at the Grand Old Opry. That's cool. And a guy who still calls Mercer County home. So please welcome our friend Isaac Buschur to the show. And you're a huge fan of the podcast, too. You said you listened to almost every episode.
Every single one.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I have not missed one. Some more than once.
So, ooh, okay. I've got a lot. Bill, do you have a first question? You want to jump in
Well,
there?
at first I was going to ask.
We just oohed at the same time.
So my question was going to be like, are you going to listen to your own episode? Because when we first started, I listened to our episodes 2 or 3 times because I was the biggest critic of myself, and then I was like, it is what it is. Just go do it. So I was a little nervous to see how I sounded, but you're in music, you hear yourself all the time. Obviously, you going to watch your own episode back?
I think I will. It doesn't go away. I still hate hearing myself.
Yeah,
I'm my voice is produced by some of the best producers in the world. Still cannot stand to listen to my own music.
Me too. Mine's Josh, and he's our editor in Michigan.
But what episode? What episode is your favorite? We've had 30, and you can't say yourself, even though this one hasn't aired. Give us your top 3.
Top 3. I'm not going to say 1, 2, or 3.
We don't want to make the guests feel bad.
Conglomerate top 3.
You don't want to write yourself out of a bar gig. You know what I mean?
Right. Craig Stammen.
Great one.
He's a hometown boy.
Yeah.
I know him. Great guy.
Shit on North Star the whole time. Don't like him anymore.
Shit on
St. Rose.
St. Rose.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, shit on St. Rose. Yeah. God, I'm an idiot. Yes.
There's nothing wrong with North Star Little League. I am a North Star Little League alumni.
Did we get any pictures back from that? I had a bunch of feedbacks that people would love to buy their old jerseys. Would you buy your own jersey for North Star?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think so.
I meant to tell you guys that tonight.
I think we still need the pictures. So if you guys have pictures of what these jerseys look like, so we can redesign them in the hats, please send them in to the Instagram or our emails that are on our Facebook page.
Perfect. Top 3 episodes. You got
Craig Stammen, Zach Rosenbeck. He's a good friend, kind of a mentor for me.
that's cute. How long you guys been together?
Not long enough. And then Spank.
That's a good one.
Spank.
That's a
It's
good one.
just so funny.
You know,
It's so funny.
he brought up just the other day on Facebook. He brought up the comedy show he wants us to do. Are you still in for that this winter?
100%. Not even batting an eye at that. You get us three up front. We're judging everybody else.
You coming to open, Isaac? You should be an opener to that comedy club.
I'm down.
Why
I'm
not?
down.
I mean, dude, we should bring the whole party like a circus. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine you could bring Isaac, you could bring Zach Rosenbeck.
they'd do it.
Like
I think-
they would both go up there for 3 or 4 songs, like just
Yeah, we could go back and forth.
I love that
easily.
I'm speaking for Zach too. I'm like, yeah, Zach will do it. It's fine. I'll call Zach. He'll just show up.
Well, I mean, if
Bring
he-
Saw Crush to a small, Burkittsville. Let's do it.
yeah, I mean, I think scheduling maybe would be a conflict, but we could work around his schedule.
We already paid him in a briefcase full of cash for the March Madness tournament, so I think
We didn't really pay him; he won that, but yeah.
that's true. You're right.
Some would say that him being on our podcast projected his career. He was literally at Moose Stock, and
I don't want to speak for him, but he was
Yeah.
weeping on stage. He was telling us how much. I mean, when he got out the lighter session after he got the acoustic by himself, the lights down low, and was talking about how much it was a bit much how much Two Dad's changed his career and life.
And all jokes aside, though, people listening, Zach texts us almost weekly, letting us know what he thought about the episode. So I think
He liked your Inferno taco joke last week.
Dude, I got nothing on Facebook from that. I thought that was a good one.
I got a text for you, to be honest with you, before we jump in, because I want to talk about some of the things we have going on this winter. Very excited to get out of the truck myself and stopping prep. But I got a text today that said, it was like, Bill's getting so good at one-liners. He's really come a long way. I look forward to that each week now. I was like, damn.
That's literally what I'm the color guy, right? Like you're the lead. I'm the guy on the side that says, hey, wow, Omaha. And that's all I say. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just the color guy.
Here's what he said. This was a good pod. Bill's getting better at off-the-cuff stuff. I love it. I was entertained for sure.
Tell them, whoever that is, thank you.
No, I told him to screw off. I'm the one catching strays over here.
From the one-liners, yeah.
True, yeah.
But the fans are liking it. So you just got to take strays for the views.
Just gonna find depression and stuff, but no. I saw you this weekend. You were playing at the Coconut Hut for the Ohio State game too, right? What were you up there? Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weekends ago.
2 weekends ago.
Yeah,
you were
Ohio
up there
State,
too.
Texas game.
Yeah, I saw him up there. He was getting like set up. So Coconut Hut, that was cool. It was nice because it was chilly. We took the boat over there. It was a little chilly that day. They had like the heaters on underneath there, which were super nice. So I don't know if you designed that, probably not. But if you did, great job. Good job to whoever else did that. And Isaac was up there getting set up, and we were with my wife and her friend Lainey. Actually, Allie was there too. We actually sat with Allie for a little while. That
Cups?
was, yeah, right before she got engaged. I think she got-
Congratulations, Allie.
Yeah, I think
seems
she-
like you get a shout out every week, but you know what? You keep playing in our circle in our sandbox. You're gonna keep getting shout outs. So
yeah,
congratulations.
she did the Pilates in the sand, and then
She
she was
weeped
eating-
openly the other week too, and said that her marriage upcoming, this engagement, was because of the podcast.
He's like, "You've been on the Two Dads podcast. I'm gonna engage."
I gotta lock her down before
before her episode
Los
gets too
Angeles
popular.
Hollywood's calling.
No, so congratulations to both you two there. But then my wife said something, or Lainey said how tall Isaac
You
is.
are tall, dude. You're freaking me out tall. Like, I'm standing up. If you guys are watching on YouTube at Two Dads Pod, like, he's almost like Actually, it's even funny because I want you to tell that story because it's good. I saw him at before we went on the WoW raffle, and he's lumbering around the back. And he goes, "Hey, I got you a gift, and you got us those hats, which I love. Bill's wearing it right now. You can check it out. The Isaac Buschur hats are amazing." But you stood next to. I was like, "Can I get a picture with you?" And dude, the first picture, he absorbed me, dude. I mean, absorbed, dude. I mean, no, not even like. Just put it all out there for everybody. He absorbed me. He ate me. And I said, "Can we take another one?" And I stood on my tippy toes.
Mitch was on like the first step of the stage.
100%. But
No, that's funny because no, you are very tall. But she's like, he's tall, and I'm like, yeah, he's probably like 6'5", 6'6". And my wife used to measure guys for tuxedos. That's her proud moment of saying like guys aren't 6 foot. She loves calling guys out that say they're 6 foot that aren't. Isaac has no issue with that. So I was
God, I'm
concerned.
borderline. I'm a little nervous here.
Your hair could be, a little misinterpreted
6'6",
for height.
yeah.
Yeah. So I said, let me go talk to him. So I went over and talked to him, and I was like, it's just to show her the size difference between us. Come back over, and she's like, yeah, he is tall as shit. I'm like, I don't know how you couldn't see it because you had a little white tent over you.
Yeah.
A little pop-up tent. And if you had to stand selectively, he could not stand in the middle where like the supports are. He had to stand in like the first third or the second third. Otherwise, he would have been hitting his head on the tent.
I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah.
I hit my head so many times that day. But is it? I mean, this is something you have to get used to.
Yeah, but you're also
over
a
time.
nurse. You freak people out at all? Like just lumbering around the hall. I keep saying lumbering because of the height. Like
Make me
you're-
think he's like a Sasquatch.
Yeah. Can I help you get this thing over here?
I don't know if I would freak people out, but I work at a children's hospital.
Okay.
And it just makes it that much more dramatic.
Yeah, so you're helping people, which is great, and we appreciate everything you do. So it's not like you're helping a 6'1" guy like me. You're helping out a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old, and it's just like you completely dwarf them at that point.
Yeah, they're like, Isaac, this baby's crying in there. Go in there and see what you can do. And I walk in and it's just like, what am I going to do?
He's holding him like a football.
Terrified. He's got like 6 children around his back. He's still walking around. That's amazing.
So for nursing, though, just talking like careers, are you on 12s?
I'm on 12s, 3 days a week.
Does that make... Oh, okay. So it's not like rotating 12s on weekends?
I do every third weekend.
Oh, that's not as bad. I was going to ask is like, I know like my mom's a nurse and they do like the rotating weekends. So I was just going to say weekends are where you do your music gigs. How hard is that to balance not being able to gig on every third weekend?
It's hard. Luckily, I work with a lot of people who understand what I do outside of work. And so if I'm looking for a day on the weekend to switch, they will work with me and they'll be willing to pick up if I help them out, in another way. So it balances out.
Cool.
We figure it out.
That's good.
Work gets a little weird. Every once in a while, I have like some parents of my patients come in and they'll recognize me and they'll like know some of my songs. So that's weird. And I try to like stay out of those rooms. I'm like, someone else take that patient. I'm not going in there. That's weird. But in another sense, it's cool. It's cool that people listen to my music.
Could you ever imagine like just someone walking in with a guitar like, Isaac, can you play one?
It's happened.
Nah.
Have you
It's
really? You guys
happened.
request in the hospital?
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know if I'd have the nerve to ask that, really. I mean, just because you're working.
Man,
not
this
that
is-
you wouldn't do it, but like you're working.
Listen, this is Dayton, Ohio.
I got an
People-
apartment complex in Fairborn. I get you.
People got nerve, man. They got nerve. They will ask you anything.
So in your speech, when you finally win the Grand Ole Opry or the awards, right? You're on stage as big and arena filled. You're going to thank the other nurses that covered your 12s?
That might not be my first thought, but
He's going to think, dude, that's podcast because like Zach, his career took off after this.
Weeping and openly talking about how much this impacted you. But, I want to start it off, though. Thank you guys for tuning in here to episode 31. Thank you, Isaac, for being here. Thank you, Bill, always showing up. Let's start at the very beginning, though. Speaking of writing here, when did the music first grab you? Like, when did you first start? You said Riker's well on his way, and that's a great start for him. What was your start? Where did you begin?
honestly, it sounds the same as Riker.
Yeah, he's 8. I don't know how old you were.
I was 8. I started bugging my parents. I want to get a guitar, and I don't know who they talked to. Someone told them once they're asking for a year, that's when they're ready to take it seriously.
Right,
So I
he's
got a
got
guitar for
11
my
more
9th
months.
birthday. But other than that, I have the typical answer of like my dad at a young age introducing me to like the Beatles and the Stones and Bob Dylan and all the greats. But I guess when I was about 9 years old is when I started taking it semi-seriously, I guess. As serious as a 9-year-old can.
Yeah.
Did your dad know guitar, a family member, or did you just self-teach yourself through, I mean, at that point, YouTube really wasn't probably what most people would have done. How'd you kind of learn?
So my parents put me in lessons. For the first year, I didn't learn a damn thing. It got to the point where I could hear them in the other room talking about taking me out of lessons because I had like,
This guy stinks.
yeah, I don't want to play Jingle Bells. Like, what are you talking about? And then finally, my teacher taught me Sweet Home Alabama, and I was like it clicked. Like, oh, I can actually play cool stuff. It doesn't just have to be like this stupid sheet music that you're putting in front of me of Christmas songs and like lullabies. And that's when it clicked, and that's when I started go to Mr. Google and start typing in what's the chords to this song, what's the chords to this song. And from there, it kind of took off, and I kind of did my own thing.
So if you were going to give advice to an 8-year-old, Riker, let's say, in a year when I buy him a guitar,
Or a parent who's listening.
or a
that has-
parent
yeah.
that like acts like I'm a parent asking for advice. Because I texted Zach Rosenbeck. I just asked him what style of guitar and what size should Riker get. He sent me a real nice Amazon link to like an $80 guitar, right? Like, don't go too heavy. He may not even like it. Like, don't spend a much money. So if you're giving me advice, how do I start with my child if I do buy him a guitar?
I think lessons is not wrong, but you need to find the right teacher. And I think my first couple teachers that I had, they were trying to teach me so much theory that I'm like, this is not for me. Like, I'm not a theory guy. That doesn't interest me. I just want to do cool shit. And so I ended up going to a teacher who he was like, here's a cool song. This week, I'm teaching you to play it. And here's a cool song. This week, I'm teaching you to play it. And that's when it clicks.
I 100%. You would get my attention faster if I was playing, like my buddy plays guitar, Ross Setledge. And it's like Smoke on the Water is one of the easiest songs to like start and learn, but it feels cool because you're like, all right, I know like a cool song kind of, right? Like who wants to listen to Jingle Bells?
Yeah, the chicks love the cool stuff.
Yeah, like Jingle Bells.
No,
At 9 years old, they probably do think Jingle Bells is the cool song. I want to write a country song by going around.
My guitar's in the car. You want me to go get it?
We'll just roll through that.
I mean, it'd be great to have that. Though.
We might need you to teach Riker. Riker wants a guitar so bad. He wants to learn guitar lessons so bad. So I might pawn him off on you some days and just say, hey, go hang out with Isaac and learn guitar.
He's got the right idea.
Yeah, he wants it bad. But yeah, let's write a music song.
I would like to write a song. You're a songwriter. We love improv here. I'd like to go around the room. Mm-hmm. We're just around a couple of lines and maybe a chorus. We're going to go around with each other, but we're going to take turns, and each person can only say one word, and then we're going to string them together to write a beautiful song. Do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
What's the order here?
What do you want to do?
Mitch starts.
Mitch starts, and we'll go clockwise. So Mitch, you, me.
All right. This is a country song. Isaac, give us a topic we want to talk about, though.
A country topic?
Yeah.
Let's talk about cows.
Okay. And Bill, give me another country topic.
Girls. Okay. Well, hey, like every country song's about tractors, girls, and broken hearts.
Cows, girls. Okay. You guys ready?
Yep.
If
You
Love,
cow
don't
stray
away
from
the
cow
farm.
This went about as well as I thought it would do.
Honestly, as a first stanza, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
It fell off.
Write the
Bill
words.
had a nice-
Write the words back. Can we run that back and just see if we can't just sing it straight? What were the words again?
If you
Love
a
girl,
cow.
a girl,
Cow.
a cow. No, a girl, right?
Don't leave the cow farm, right?
Don't.
If you love a cow, don't leave the cow farm. Wasn't that it?
If you,
I have severe ADHD. You're pulling the wrong guy.
I thought it was if. All right, we're just scrapping. It wasn't a very good song. But you know what I mean? If there was actually flow to it, like if you don't love a girl, don't go to the cow farm or whatever it was. I don't even remember.
You obviously got into songwriting, right? That's like a big part of the chase that you're sort of on. It's not just playing music, it's the adaptation. When did you start writing as well? Like when did you go from just playing and fiddling around a guitar, playing cover to saying, I kind of want to start to write myself? Did that happen in the younger phase of your life too?
Yeah, I wrote my first song at 11. To this day, still might be the best song I've ever written. The only problem is now it's so out of my range, I can't sing it anymore.
Your voice got a little deeper.
Yeah, so that one's gone. Thinking of some of the stuff I wrote when I was a kid, it was bad. A lot of it was bad.
Have you ever written like a love song to like?
That's what the first one was.
Let's go.
Yeah, like
I'm just
11
picturing a 10-year-old.
Come on, give me some lyrics. What
of the love song.
No, you don't get to
Lunch
make.
Lady
You're on our
Land.
show, yeah. Dear girl, you are. It couldn't be any worse than the song that we tried to put together about cows and girls.
Cowgirl. Ooh, that's what we should have did.
Damn.
That song, at the time, I was like,
No, I'm not asking you about your theory. I want some lyrics from your song.
okay.
Right? Give me something.
Okay.
He's trying to dodge
Okay.
me. Hello?
the song was called "Rain on Your Parade."
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
We're gonna judge it, Bill. We're gonna give it a score out of 10. But you got to give us some.
So the first line of the chorus: "I'm sorry, but it's too late. I didn't mean to rain on your parade."
At 11, you said?
That's not
Yes.
I like that.
bad. I think it's good.
I'm just saying for a line,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I literally thought it was going to be like, can't wait to see you in math class or something like that.
There was some depth there early. That's really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it was off of no like real life experience. I mean, I didn't
thought,
have
like-
a heartbreak at that age, but
She did.
I guess so. I
Yeah,
guess
you were
so.
out there breaking hearts at a young age.
I wrote a song. I called it the Ode to Harold Camping. Do you know who Harold Camping is?
No.
So remember when the world was supposed to end in 2012?
Yeah. Y2K.
That's 20.
That's 2000.
yeah, 2000. Sorry.
2012.
So old, dude. We've been. But think
Mitch
about.
has a cylinder misfiring today.
No, I don't. I'm just thinking. Think about how old we are to think about how many times the world was supposed to end since you and I have been born. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Yeah, baby. 35.
So
That's even more impressive that he remembers it 2012 then, because you've been super young.
I mean, it would.
When was the world supposed to end in
15?
2012?
Well, let him tell the story.
2012. There's a whole movie about it. It was a big deal. You don't remember that?
No.
Anyway.
Was this a Mayan thing?
draft
What is
day
this?
by the
Okay.
It was. Yep. It was end of the Mayan
Okay,
calendar.
yeah.
Anyway, so this guy, Harold Camping, conspiracy theorist, he's the one who said 2012. Well, also, of course, he said May 21st of 2011. So in like late 2010, I wrote a song about the world ending in 2011. It's called the Ode to Harold Camping.
Nothing wrong with
And-
that.
No, I think it's a creative brain instantly.
When you go home to your cult and you play music for them,
Are you from New Knoxville?
Yeah, what's going on?
They got a cold over there.
my latest song was a huge hit at the Way.
I'm allowed to say that I'm from the New Knoxville graduate.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm allowed
I
to
just
say
and
that.
I'm with
You
Bill.
guys are not.
He's
Like,
got a. I got a bill pass.
yeah.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Conspiracy theory. I know we're going to get off topic here, but this is what we're doing on the podcast. My favorite conspiracy theory. You get me 9 beers deep at a bar in a town I'm not from. Get me to Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati, wherever, and I'll go to an older gentleman and I'll ask him if we landed on the moon. I'll just be like, hey, sir, how you doing tonight? I got a question for you. He's like, yeah, what's going on, young whippersnapper? And I'd say,
What is this in the 40s?
I don't know. It's my story. Let me tell it.
Sure.
And I said, do you actually think we landed on the moon? Like, I'll be on the other side, regardless of what he thinks. If he says, he's like, oh, no, I'm like, you don't think we landed on the moon. If he says we did, I'll go the opposite. I'll just do this to pivot.
You just go up to old people at bars and ruin their nights?
9 or 10 beers deep, yeah. So what's your take? Do you think we landed on the moon?
I'm not jumping into that. I want no part of that. I'm already in trouble with the Way.
Keep me out.
All right.
Keep me out.
Viewers, we're going to clip this one, and I want to hear all your wild takes, both sides. I won't put my opinion out there.
I love that. I think that's a great. That's a great way to get some comments. We could use some comments on the Spotify. So, walk me through this. So, you're young, you're playing. There's probably some years where you're writing and you're enjoying playing music. You're getting better at tabs, chord progressions, new chords, all that stuff. Right? I play a little bit myself. I'm nowhere near your level, but at what point did you realize this isn't just a hobby anymore, and that you kind of want to do more with it?
My original songs are very much stories. I'm kind of a storyteller in my songs. So if you listen to them, you can it doesn't always pull from personal experience. And country music a lot of time does. So that's kind of weird, but sometimes I'll just like come up with a story in my head and I'm like, this is kind of hilarious. This would make a great song. So I do have some songs out that are like that. I do have some songs that I've pulled from personal experience. It just kind of depends. But I guess that's where it comes from, is just what my brain comes up with.
Do you have any, like, so my wife at first, when we started doing the podcast, she was a little reserved about, like, you know, putting your personal details out there and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever wrote something with your wife or kids in it that maybe your wife didn't like and you had to kind of scrap it?
Yeah, you got any ex-girlfriends in your songs or anything?
My most recent song. That's so funny.
Dude. Yes, dude.
That's so funny. My most recent song is called "But It Isn't,"
Okay.
and I'll do some more lyrics here. The chorus is, isn't it funny and isn't it strange how my head starts to ache at the sound of your name, praying and praying that someday you'll be gone." And it has nothing to do with my wife. I love my wife. She's
Sure.
wonderful.
Okay.
Whatever.
Sounds right, buddy.
But really, what it was is I was just like, I need to write a breakup song.
Baby, I gotta get this out of my brain.
Isaac
You
just released a breakup song mid-marriage. It's not the greatest
That's
look.
probably. I'm gonna go to Tasha later and be like, I wasn't talking about you. It was a story in my head. I didn't actually think you were being.
Throws the ring back at you.
When I play it live, I always, after the song, I say, that song's not about my wife. That is not about my wife.
You know, it's a good lyric when you have to explain it afterward. That's what I've always heard in
yeah,
writing.
it's a strong lyric. I'm proud of it. She doesn't love it.
But where does that come from? You're writing a breakup song where your life sounds like it's pretty good. You created a character in your head and just what. You're almost like a smut book writer. You know what I mean? Like
Okay,
the
no,
ladies that are
no.
like, and he was 7 foot tall and massive abs and a ripped chest.
I'm not quite to that level.
Okay.
And I never care to be. But I don't know. I'm a storyteller, I guess. This is my first realization. Like, maybe I'm a storyteller. And like I said, I do write songs that I pull stuff from personal experience. And maybe those songs are better and people can connect with them more. I don't know. All I know is that I'm writing what I want to write at the time, and I enjoy it, and so I put it out there and see if others will enjoy it too.
What's the real advice there? Like, how do you juggle it all?
If you're in my specific shoes,
Yeah.
it all comes to communicating with your wife. That is so important. If she's not on board, I can't be on board. And trust me, I've done things that she's not on board with, and it never ends up well.
I heard about a song lyric earlier that had mentioned a non-X or a storytelling X.
No. But she's my biggest support system, but I need her to be on board to be that. And if she's not, then I can't do what I'm doing. So it's so important for her to be on the same page as me. And that's something you figure out over time. We're still not completely there. Like, we're not 100% on the same page with everything, but it's just a conversation that needs to happen to figure that out.
I mean, working with your wife, it's not going to be easy. I won't say it'll be hard for some people. Some people obviously do it, but like, it's not easy. What's that been like? How long has she been by your side? You guys have been through a lot together, a little together. Has it been fairly easy? I mean, what's going on that side?
We've been married for 3 years, which is not a long time. I understand that. In our marriage, we have been through a lot of hardship. A lot of just stuff has happened that I would say most relationships don't experience in their first 3 years. So we've learned a lot about each other in the first 3 years, and how each one of us operates. And so you just take what you learn and you try to roll with it. So probably 4 or 5 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with colon cancer. It wasn't anything serious. She had it removed, never needed chemo or any treatment. She's doing just fine. She's healthy, no problems. Well, then a year or two after that, my sister was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. And so at that point, we're like, this is a great topic. I don't think anyone's talked about colonoscopies on this podcast yet, but I'm going to bring it up.
Please do.
If you know a doctor and a colonoscopy, come on, we'd love to hear about his views.
Yeah. So we're like, all of us siblings were like, we need to get colonoscopies. So I'm one of 6. So there's a lot of us to poke and prod. So we all made our appointments. We went in and, it's like one by one, we're like waiting for the bad news. Like, who's going to have the bad news, right? So they go to do me. I'm 26 years old at the time. Like, what's a 26-year-old doing getting a colonoscopy? But anyway, had to do it. I woke up, they're like, hey, you had 14 polyps. So that's a lot. Like, a 26-year-old shouldn't have any polyps. You had 14. You probably have some genetic factor that your mom and your sister had. But you're fine. We removed them. Go home. We'll see you in a year. So I go home and my wife is at work. I was alone. I passed out in the bathroom. I'm like something's not right. I wake up. I'm sweating. I rip all my clothes off. I'm butt naked. I pass out again. Eventually my wife gets home from work and I'm passed out on the bathroom floor.
Jesus.
And she's like, man, you don't handle anesthesia well, do you? I was like, I guess not. I don't know. So anyway, we get through the night, go to bed. The next morning, I'm still my stomach is hurting. I'm just miserable. Something's not right. And me being an ER nurse, I'm I'm not going to the ER. I will die in my bed before I go to the ER for something that could potentially be an issue, but it's a pride thing. But my wife is like, no, you're going. I'm she called off of work. She's like, I'm taking to the ER. So she brought me in and did a CT scan. And during my colonoscopy, I guess they perforated my colon. So I had air all up and where air shouldn't be. And, I was miserable. So ended up having to go into emergency surgery. They removed half my colon. Before the surgery, they were like, by the way, you might wake up with a colostomy bag. We don't know, but you might.
So you're waking up with a colostomy bag.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, okay. And then, this a 50% chance of survival on a bowel perforation. I'm like, what the hell? It just it just hit me all at once. My wife is 12 weeks pregnant at the time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was just a lot going on. And then I was laid up for 7 days in the hospital, another 6 weeks off work. I have a huge incision in my abdomen. And it was just like, after, you know, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, my sister's diagnosed with cancer, and now it's like, okay, now I'm having these issues, and it kind of, you know, it was scary. It was scary, and it, I had a lot of emotions at that time, and, well, then 3 weeks later, my wife goes in for a routine ultrasound. She's 16 weeks pregnant and no heartbeat on the ultrasound. It's like, all right. It's like, so this happened. I had, you know, still had staples in my gut. We're in there, no heartbeat. Okay, now your wife needs surgery. So, you know, she went in. We're both laid up for weeks on end, and it was horrible. It was horrible. It taught us a lot about, I guess, the fragility of life, and I think that was kind of the turning point in my music career, where I was like, you know, up to that point, I'm playing cover gigs, playing at, you know, the boardwalk, or, you know, and nothing's wrong with that, but just like, it was like, man, I always kind of thought I could do more with this, but I just, you know, didn't think it was the right time. And now I realize, like, now is the time, because if it's not now, like, it's not going to be later once we have a bunch of kids, and, you know, so that's when I really started taking things seriously. And
How many years ago was that?
Beginning of last year.
Wow, so recently.
So
Yeah.
So some of the growth you're talking about, that you say like last year or this year's bigger than last year, you're only a year away from really taking this seriously. So you're seeing the growth because you're now taking it seriously, you think?
I think so. Yeah, I think I've like that switch flipped in my brain where I'm like,
Yeah, talk to me about that. I'm curious about that, because a lot of the things that we talk about on this podcast are sort of to get that switch to unlock, right? Whether it's Bill saying that he lost his dad, and that people need to do these things while you have time, or not be so concerned with the mundane, and myself going through depression and divorce and learning how to, like, you know, find my self-identity a little bit better, whether it's, you know, there's a lot of self there. What was the switch that flipped for you? What were you not telling yourself that you started telling yourself after that fact?
Like, life is fragile, and like any one of us could go at any moment. And if I die without trying, I'm going to regret it so much.
How much did it change you? For you and your wife, did it make the dream seem more achievable too? Not just the courage to go try, but did it seem like, if I can go through this, I can get to that?
Well, I think what really did that is, you know, after all that shitty stuff happened, and then like one day we're both laying in bed, neither of us can lift over 5 pounds. So like we're scrolling on our phones, and I saw the ad for the JD Legends Get the Gig competition. And I was like, yeah, this might be crazy. Like, this might be crazy. When I say I was doing like cover gigs at bars, like, I'm talking maybe 10 or 15 a year. Like, nothing serious. But I had these songs I'd written just for fun. And I looked at my wife. I was like, should I do this? And she's like, shit, I don't know. Try it. And so I signed up, went out, and when I won that, I was like, this is like divine intervention here. Like, there's something else going on here. This is my push. This is what I need. So that seemed like a pipe dream, right? So I was like, that sounds cool. I don't know. I have these songs. I've never done anything with them. She was like, yeah, just try it, you know? And so I did. We decided, like, we're going to go all out. We brought a party bus down with like a bunch of our friends on a Wednesday night. Probably the craziest party bus I've ever been on.
That's saying something, Mercer County.
Yeah, it's a pretty
right.
tall task.
I didn't expect to win. There were I think 14 or 15 in the competition. Got down to the semifinals. They picked 6. So then 6 had to go back on for the finals, and then they picked the winner. So, like I said,
What'd you have to do? Perform? Like, give me some more details there.
so you had to perform for the first round. It was 3 songs, 2 originals, and you could do a cover, or you could do 3 originals. But I did 2 originals and a cover. And then the last round, you could do whatever song you wanted. So all the people that were in the semifinals got a chance to play at country concert next year, which would now be like this past July. They played there. But the winner got to play that current year, so last year. And there was a cash prize. And I mean, after that, it was like I was on Channel 7 News. Like I like the press type of like promotional stuff really amped up, and that's when I was like, holy shit, like this is a lot.
This ad break is sponsored by the American Cornhole Association. You've got the boards, you've got the bags. That's a good start, but any dad will tell you the game doesn't stop there. Because what happens when it rains, or when you've got to haul everything across the yard, past the kids' bikes and the mower, or when the game runs late and you're tossing in the dark? That's where accessories come in. Cases that make carrying easier than wrangling a toddler, covers and mounts so your boards don't get dinged in the garage, and even eclipse lights so that you can keep throwing long after the neighbors have gone to bed. It's the unflashy stuff that keeps the gear looking sharp and your game running smooth. Here's some dad wisdom for you. Protect your investment, play better, and make life easier. You can shop accessories now at playcornhole.org using code 2dads at checkout for up to 15% off your entire order. It's playcornhole.org using code 2dads at checkout for up to 15% off your entire order. One source, all cornhole. It's the American Cornhole Association. American made, dad approved.
How do you balance writing things that are sort of scratching an itch for you and your storytelling ability while also attracting and making sure the audience likes your lyrics too?
Well, I've had to, deal with the fact that not everybody's going to like everything that I write. And I'm sure not everyone does. But sometimes it's like, you do have to find the balance of, do I like it enough to put it out, and will other people like it enough to listen to it? And so that's what I'm finding. I have 4 songs out now, but that's not nearly like close to the amount of songs I've written. I have a lot of songs I could put out, but these 4 are the ones that I'm like, this kind of meets everyone's like purpose here.
You ever felt imposter syndrome being up on stage? I know that you kind of giggled in that bus or the van after you'd won the award, but even saying that, like, do you feel like maybe deep down you've had some imposter syndrome, or was it just nervous to play in front of people that were friends and family to now have to judge you because it's music? You judge that.
Oh man, we live in Mercer County here, right? So, and we all know how Mercer County is. It's a wonderful place. That's why we all live here. But if you're different, it's a little hard to be yourself. And I think,
Mitch.
hey, you got a podcast. That's a little different, right?
No, it's for sure different.
Yeah, I'm talking different, not just in like,
like hair.
Right, hair.
What do you guys try with ADHD? And
personality.
Maybe on the spectra. Yeah,
Mitch has 80 of them.
Yeah.
Mostly hair, but
Definitely.
like what I do is different for this area. People don't do it. Not a lot of people, at least. And so, it does, like, that makes it hard. And so then it's like, am I really living like? That's a tough question. Am I being myself? Am I just doing this because of where I live and how I was raised and all that? But I think me doing something like going down this different path that most people around here don't do is like me being authentic. Because if I wasn't doing that, why would I do something different if it wasn't authentic to myself?
Does
that make sense?
Yeah, you wouldn't be on this podcast if you weren't doing something different. I think that's one of the things I think all of our listeners know. We had a semi-pro wrestler on last week. Like this is not meant to cater to the even Tim Goodwin said it when he came on here. We're different. He had talked about that specifically. So
I think that's where the strength though is really because everybody that plays guitar, let's just say, can do the same thing, right? They can go out there and play the same 10 hit songs that are popular, right? Maybe a personality is a little different on stage. Maybe you have a better following because you network better, but you're doing the same damn thing. So, if you play the same 10 songs as every band out here, how are you going to differentiate yourself? That's why I think, not only the chicken is delicious, come check us out at your local event, but I truthfully think us being on here and platforming, we've gotten more followers when we stopped talking about the chicken and we just started talking about life and what's different and how people can try to approach things and not really tell them what to do, just say how we've failed, how we've won. But really, I think we focus more on our failures and how to grow from that because I think that's where people find advice. When things are going good, no one's complaining, no one feels upset. But when you hit a roadblock in musical writing, maybe that's where you're like, hey, maybe I tell a story more as opposed to trying to think about personal connections and you write a story. So I think focusing on the negatives and the hard times is kind of what we're good at.
I think that's what people want to hear too.
Yeah,
that's what catches people ear. They want to hear about the hardships and they want to hear about, the stuff that went wrong.
Because everybody has it, right? You talk about going through the divorce. I talk about losing my dad. A lot of different things. But we've all lost people. We all know people have went through divorces and how they cope with it and how they get through it is really where I think we get the attention. That's where I think being genuine to ourselves, regardless of who wants to watch us. I think we average 800-900 viewers a week on this now. If we were averaging 8, I think we're still doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's
I genuinely do think we're doing the same thing. We might pivot the segments, try to get more viewers, but we're doing the same thing regardless.
When you go get an idea, whether it's at a story size or not, like what does it take to get here to there?
That was a really hard thing for me to learn because you're kind of on your own. Around here, there's not people you can talk to figure out, like, what do I do? Like, I have these songs. What do I do with them? And so I had to, like, reach out to, people you, like, DM them on Instagram. You're like, I don't think they'll respond, but maybe they will, and that would be great. So, like, I had to do quite a bit of that. And then I got some answers, and I got, like, when we talk about producing music, I got like some names of some producers that like will do it independently, and you can just go to them and be like, hey, like, you want to take me on? And so that's what I did. I just started messaging people, found a guy that I really liked. I listened to the stuff he produced, and that's who I connected with. He agreed to take me on, and ever since then, he's the guy I've been using, and it's been great. But took a lot of networking to get there.
That's what I wanted to ask you. The one thing I'm hearing like constantly here is you're taking shots in the dark. We talked about, Bill, when we were doing the beginning, the best thing you brought this year was that you were shooting shots at all these big locations, and some of them said yes, which was really cool. That's why we're at the WOW raffle. But to you, Isaac, what is that advice, maybe, or just maybe somebody can glean this from you? Like, why do you do that? Why do you shoot shots into the unknown? You're landing some, right? Whether it's a producer or an award nominee, but why do you do that? Because I think this is important for people to hear.
I mean, you'll never know if you don't try. That's kind of my attitude with everything, and so that's why I do. I mean, and it's not just big stuff. The other day, I DM'd Zach Top. You know Zach Top?
Yeah, not personally, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I DM'd him on Instagram, and I was like, "Hey, what kind of strings do you use on your guitar? Because they sound great." I haven't gotten a response. I don't think I will, but it's like, why not try? You never know. Maybe he'll see it. Maybe he'll answer. He probably saw it.
We got
nothing I read. But
it's funny because you and I kind of the same way. There's a guy on Instagram that I follow that does a lot of baseball content, and he posted like a merch drop. He's got like stickers, and I love the sticker. And I literally just DM'd him back. I've never DM'd them. He's got 200,000 followers. I just said, love the sticker. Need you to come on the Two Dads podcast. And I like tagged it, and he simply replied, "I'm game. When?"
yeah,
So like in like 3 or 4 weeks, we're gonna have this guy on here. I don't really want to tease it, but it was like that's all it was. That's all it took.
Thank God you took that shot, right?
Yeah,
because
like
if you hadn't,
yeah, it's just like every other girl that's probably in his DMs, That's why he probably opened mine. He's probably, what's a dude asking me
Is
for?
Billy Ray Cyrus he messaged me? Where's his check mark?
Yeah, I don't see Miley around.
But you would say that taking shots in the dark, would that have defined your career so far? I mean, you never know if you don't try. Like, is that a big...
Absolutely. You just summed up my whole career right there. Yeah.
It's good. It's really helpful in an interview when I sum it up for the guest.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, you just answered it, Mitch. Thanks.
I think it's true though, because like again, how big can your network get if you don't go out and network and you just play? If you just played, at Boardwalk every third Thursday, like you're not going to grow.
There's a lot of people that do. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that's where I think.
But they're probably okay with that, and that's okay. If that's what you want to do, that's great. I just have, I guess, bigger goals, and like I want to do more with it.
Wouldn't necessarily say bigger. It's just different goals, right? Because this might be a big deal to even play.
Not
Boardwalk.
bigger, wider.
Right.
I have a wider view.
Yeah.
So the JD Legends GTG thing that you mentioned, that was like a songwriting competition. I was not taking music seriously at the time. And now we're talking 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago. And I just like signed up for it off a whim. I was like, I'm going to try this. And I signed up, ended up winning. And we took a party bus down with a bunch of my friends. And so on the way back up, like we were all drinking and having fun. And I looked at my wife and I like, still like ecstatic that I just won this competition. And I looked at her and I was like, maybe I could actually do something with this. I never really considered it. I I never saw it as a responsible choice to make, to try to do music full time.
Why? Why did you? I mean, that's a particular sentence that kind of strikes me. Like, why do you say that?
Music is very important to me, but I think getting married, having kids, that was more of a priority. Still is. And what comes with that is providing for your family and all that. And I just think if you're doing music full time at my level, it's not really responsible. It's not easy to support a family off of that. So I had to be willing to like understand that and understand where I was at and not take that step yet. Hopefully someday I could get there. That's kind of my goal, but we'll see.
I think that's a fair thing. I go through that with Twitch. Dude, I'm divorced. I talk about it enough on the podcast. But one of the things that I was kind of going through was that chase. You can get really caught up in it. And I just had somebody ask me about Twitch, the video game live streaming that I do at night. And they said, well, I want to do this, which now that I'm 8 years deep, that's an outlandish thing to say. Like that is, it was so irresponsible of me in the way that you said it. And that's why it struck me so much. It was just like, I almost told them not to. I said, well, you need to balance these things. Your wife's relationship, going to bed at the same time, not, being gone all the time, being a good dad, being available, being there, or even just being around, right? That's a huge part of it too. Then there's setting expectations that are clear. Like you're not just going to hit this out of the park and be done tomorrow and retiring. You're not just going to come and even be my level. And I'm nobody. I mean, I do well enough to do it as a part-time job, but I'm not, retiring anytime soon. And so those kind of things come together. It really struck me because I guess, what advice would you give to somebody who's starting out now? Like now, if you could go talk to your younger self or someone who's kind of coming up just like they asked me, what would you tell them right now?
I mean, I wouldn't do anything different than how I did it. Honestly, I went to college, got a degree, I'm using that degree, and I'm able to comfortably provide for my family.
So you hit your goals?
So far. I have a lot more, but I've hit my ones that I have up to 27 years old.
So to progress through your career, though, you do the songwriting. I think that's where you differentiate from maybe some of the local bands and stuff like that, where I know a couple I've heard have wrote, a song or two, right? But you're really, like, that's how you kind of separate yourself. So, what does it look like for you continuing to write those songs? Are you pressing more into the music writing or more the music playing, or trying to kind of, like, vertically integrate them both? Like, because I know there's tons of people out there that make money just writing songs for, artists, right? So, like, maybe that's something that you could do while you're also a nurse and father and stuff like that? Or is the chase really Isaac Buschur, the musician?
I like performing too much. It's a passion. And so the singer-songwriter, like performing my own stuff thing is super important to me.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't know because, like, I know there's plenty of guys out there made tons of money just, hey, I wrote this song, I handed it to a bigger guy, and that guy writes it and sings it and kind of claims it as their own, right? But someone else writes their music.
But if that happened to me, if it was a song I wrote, I would feel gypped. I don't know. That would be hard for me. And there's a lot of people who do it, but that would be really tough for me.
Yeah. I get that. Like, I mean, genuinely,
I don't know if I could do it. I did it for a long time working for influencers, and it honestly left me with a lot of, like, validation issues. Like, nothing crazy. Like, I can compartmentalize and recognize what it is. But when you work at what I did, building merch for these influencers, and then got to hawk your idea, right? And then oh my gosh, I can't believe you printed that. That's so good. Like, it's almost like they thought the influencer did every single part of the process. That it did. It definitely feels gypped sometimes because you want them to say thank you in a way that you want to kind of control the narrative. Like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do this. When in reality, you do feel a little gypped. You feel a little bit like you never got a closure with it, I think, in certain regards. But, that comes with time and wisdom that you sort of like, let that go.
I don't know. I'd feel pretty good if, I had a bunch of girls at country concert shaking their ass to Country Girl, Shake It For Me. If I wrote that song.
Depends what your goals are, like I said.
You walk around country concert gold circle. I wrote this song. Keep
you
shaking.
and every other guy in line, buddy.
Yeah.
That's going to be my new line.
There's media prepped, and then you just told me, like, your wife runs your socials because you don't know. Me can't push button.
Yeah, no, all new to me. All new to me.
Were you freaked out? I mean, that's a big push. I mean, going on news stuff is not easy. It just, the look. I mean, this is a garage that's a little bit more approachable. Still, people get nervous, right? We've seen it. But it's not the news. You're not stepping on the stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it was nerve-wracking, but like, I'm also like a very social person. So situations like this aren't necessarily hard for me. I might stumble on my words. Actually, I bit my tongue earlier today. I meant to tell you that.
During the podcast? Or
No, earlier.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was like, shit. So if I'm talking like I have a fat tongue, it's because I do. But
Not today, man. Of all days, it happens today.
I was working at the nursing home and I bit my tongue.
nursing home, absolutely not.
No, it's a story time. I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
a story.
You can't
It's
tell
not
him
it's
what to
not
do.
real life.
You did write that about your wife.
I don't even write music. I'm
knew it.
storytelling.
Yeah, but
Damn.
it was a lot. It was a lot. I'm still doing stuff like, this is cool. And
You're right. This did happen because I mean, we didn't know you other than you were always consistently liking the posts and you were playing ball and hanging out with us, right? We didn't really know you from any of these awards. Like, it wasn't until we did the deep dive that we found out like a lot of these awards, and you had helped me with some notes as we talked, beforehand and sat down as we do with our guests. But yeah, you're here kind of as a result of all those things snowballing. And now we get sort of a product a couple shades away from you winning that award. But I mean, still pretty cool, isn't it?
so I'm on this podcast because my wife liked all your posts on my social media.
What's your wife's name?
Hannah, she's wonderful.
Shout out Hannah.
Shout out Hannah. That's amazing. We actually got the guests wrong this week.
Yeah.
Story was compelling. Great story. I mean, Bill, we're going to review notes here. Pretty good guy, right?
Yeah.
He was a real piece of shit at the end. But I tell you what, right up until then, he had my heartstrings.
Hannah is a big fan.
Okay.
She is.
All right.
She is. We both are.
Hannah comes to the truck. What does Hannah order? So the next time we see
Yeah.
her, free meal for Hannah.
And yours is, I gave him a
he
discount
pays
the last
double.
time
He
he
pays
did.
double. Hannah gets free.
Yeah.
Hannah's the tenders and fries.
Safe pick. We call it the safe pick.
Yeah, it's
What is your order?
you know my order.
All American. Hot dad. It's a
Hot dad, come on, man.
No.
The jalapenos on the hot dad.
It's the
Just-
bad. I tell people it's the bad dad sauce. I don't know what, because like I'll get, and I don't even know if I want to say it out here because Mitch is gonna yell at me again. But I said it earlier. I'll get like a side of bad dad sauce to dip the fries in. 'Cause,
You know,
like, it's
I
got
thought
that
about-
little bit
We
of
had
kick.
so many sides of bad dad and Maria's Stein. It was scary.
Oh,
Good,
on
you can't-
Sunday,
you can't
I
blame
thought-
me then.
I thought about asking, but I was like, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. For a side of bad dad sauce.
Just
you
because we
did.
were 40 deep. He was probably trying to be nice to not slow things down.
Well, I gave you flack. What'd you say?
No, I never asked.
Oh, you should have.
Yeah, I went out, but
We had plenty of people ask, so you might as well.
yeah. Next
I
time I
will
will.
say this: Maria Stein's so big, their average order is almost like a mini catering order.
Yeah,
They're-
families
they'll-
are like 7 people.
They don't
deep.
even
Yeah.
stop though. I've never heard receipts this long. They're like, "Can I get 2 tenders? Can I get hot dad, 4 all Americans, and
9 dad sauces.
how many? Are you guys gonna eat some? Okay, yeah. Well, actually, get 4 more tenders. You want to? You think Dad? Okay, and 2 basics. Like that's a normal Maria Stein. Dude, we would get orders so much. Rich would come out from his like nook over there at the front. Did he just say that? That must be he would say something like, that must be a big boy.
So
No, Rich, it's a family.
I do want to talk about that a little bit. And it's nice because, you're a fan, you were there, right? So, like, I was at home on Sunday. I didn't have to work the truck. I got duties this weekend. But I was looking at the Toast app, right? And when I first started, I didn't really look. And then I saw the Instagram post. Haley was, like, listening to it. And it was Mitch, like, we're sold out. Like, thank you, Maria Stein, XYZ. And I'm like, did he just post that? It's literally like 1:30. There's no way we sold out. And I pull up Toast, and I'm like, I called Mitch. I'm like, no way. Did you finger mess something up? There's no way we did that much. He's like, 100% was 40 people deep. Like, we could not do it. So it was crazy because, like, that amount of chicken that we sold was the same amount roughly that we did Friday of the Wow Raffle. And we did it in 2.5 hours at the dairy station in Maria Stein on a non-event day. But someone brought it up and said, I think that's why you were successful, was because they knew they could easily access you as opposed to going to a fair or something else like that. So some people are like, oh, it's just a Sunday, pretty much almost like a drive-through type thing, right? They could just drive up, get the food and go and didn't have to do the whole festival thing, which I think is a pretty good view. But How is that sitting in that line that long? I mean, is it worth it?
I came early. I think there were 3.
Sorry to hear about that.
Veteran.
No, it was great.
Sorry, Hannah.
There was speaking of what you said earlier, there was like a 13-year-old girl in front of me. She got 4 orders of tenders.
Yeah, she was.
And I was like, and then she like sat down and just placed them all in front of her. I was like, this is not for your family or your little brothers or something. It's crazy. It is crazy, and I think it's just because people are fans in the area.
Well, we're fans of what you're doing too right now. This story has been amazing. How do you balance though? I want to ask this. How do you balance playing covers though? Because you're right. How do you balance a crowd and keeping them happy? Like playing your own stuff versus playing to a crowd of what they want to hear. How do you find the balance there?
There are some gigs that I won't do any originals, which kind of hurts. But I'm hired to bring people into the bar, to give them a good time, and so I still have to follow through with that. Me promoting myself is it has to be a secondary thing, which I hate. But a lot of times it's getting to the point where people will request originals, and so that's pretty cool. And sometimes they'll know the lyrics, and it's like, you feel good about yourself when people sing along.
Is that a result of playing house shows, or is it more of the streaming services? Because I know from seeing your socials that Bill and I like, not just our wives, that you are trying to constantly push Spotify like we do too, like that living on these Apple Podcast or Apple Music or Spotify or YouTube is now a big part of a young artist's career. Can you talk to that a little bit?
I mean, that's really tough because the whole algorithm thing that I don't understand, and maybe not so much with podcasts, but with music, you really see that. Do you get put on certain playlists and stuff like that? I mean, for example, I have a song I put out last year has like 22,000 streams. It got put on some certain playlists and just kind of hit it. And that's the song that's nominated for the Josie Award for Song of the Year. A month later, I released another song, arguably a better song. It has like 2,500 streams. Like it just has to hit right. And I still haven't figured out, what day of the week is best to release this? What time of day is best to release this?
Tuesdays at 5 a.m. is what we heard.
And that's been something I'm still trying to figure out. I got 4 songs out now, and I'm still trying to figure out what is best, what's going to hit the hardest, and make people listen to this. So
what does the day-to-day grind look like for you?
If I'm working at the hospital, that's a 12-hour shift. That's my whole day. So that's 3 days a week out the window. The other 4 days a week, usually it's shows 3, if not all 4 days that I have free. But other than that, lately it's just been spending time with my family, and writing usually has to happen after the baby's put down, the wife's in bed, and I kind of close myself off in my little quiet room, and then I try to pick some stuff out. But it's also to say, since my son's been born, I haven't written a whole lot, but it's, that's how it goes. It ebbs and flows. You hear these people all the time, which I keep like a notepad by my bed. Like if I have a dream and I wake up in the middle of the night, I have that there to put that down, but I'm not necessarily like that all the time. Sometimes it's just like, I need to write a song today, and I'll sit down and write a song.
So what can people expect from you in the near future? New music, shows, any projects you're working on or anything like that?
I mean, I'm constantly working on writing new songs and trying to put them out there. It's not cheap, so sometimes that takes time to, kind of put that money aside to do that.
What is that like? How much money does it cost to produce a song? I guess that's a great question.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
So for the producer I go to, now they vary. And I have kind of, really taken a Bill approach, kind of the numbers guy. And like, I have found that spending $2,000 a song in Nashville will get you about the best quality you can. Now, there are guys who will charge $5,000. And when I listen to the recordings, I'm like, I don't hear anything different. But if a guy charges $1,500, you can hear the difference. So I feel like $2,000 is kind of that's where you want to be.
And you have to do that for every song
Every single song.
on an album.
Yep.
So, Bill, what's the math on that?
Well, he's only done 4, so it's 8,000.
That's good. Yeah. This is my math
I say
guy.
only 4, but that's all you told us.
That's my
about.
math guy.
Yeah.
Four is all I've recorded. And all I've released.
all you've produced. You've recorded a ton.
Well, yeah, sure.
Technically.
All that are professionally produced. Yes.
So, any other projects you're excited about too? Like beyond just recording and us prodding you about how we can, when we make the Two Dutch Country sound, we know we have a budget now.
Have you heard Mitch's song that he sung last year?
What song was that?
Who farted in the chicken truck?
Oh, yes. One of Bill's favorites.
It was a banger.
I'd like to hear it sometime.
We'll play it for you.
I have the Josie Music Awards coming up in November, which is kind of a, it's like an awards show for independent artists. So artists who aren't signed by record deals. And that's at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. My song, Hey Hey Honey, was nominated for Song of the Year. So I'm really excited. We'll be going down and, get to walk the red carpet with my wife.
Oh, wow.
And all that. So it'll be real fun and hopefully get a lot of, promotional push from that. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I'm doing like some writers rounds and stuff in Nashville and obviously doing shows around here, right in Mercer County. So
Are you going to wear that hat on the red carpet?
I thought about it.
Be different. Be special.
Yeah. Talked about being different. So
I'm trying to think of where I wanted to go with the next part, though. I'm struggling today. My brain's not.
Drinks over there.
We could talk about it after. We're all kind of doing some stuff. So talk to me about the dream then, right? We kind of have a synopsis of your story. We got a snapshot of your life, but how do you see yourself getting there? And what is the dream? Like, what do you want to finish with?
I mean, I'm going to take it as far as I can. I don't know how far that is, but I'm going to keep trying. I think networking is like one of the most important, if not the most important thing you can do. I would be happy with anything that I could do full time to support my family with music. Chris Stapleton, he wrote songs for other artists for 10 years before ever being a performer himself. So if that's what it took, I'd be happy with that. Or you could be Garth Brooks playing stadiums for 20 years straight, and that would also be awesome. But, you got to be somewhat realistic. And but something I've learned in this industry is that what you think is realistic sometimes is not true. So
That's good advice for people listening. Bill, before we go to the game show, anything else to say?
No, I lost last week, I think, so I'm going to need to get my lick back here.
Well, my lawyers are making me ask you, are you interested in playing our game show today?
absolutely.
Well, perfect, Bill. You're going to play this time. I built this for you too, buddy. This one's called Boots or Baloney. Is that a real country lyric?
Sounds like fun.
How much country music do you listen to?
It's my preferred genre.
Okay, that's your preferred genre, and obviously you play country music, so we're going to see. I'm going to read some country lyrics, but all right, y'all, it's game time. We're calling this one Boots or Baloney, and here's how it works. I'll read a lyric. Some of these are real lines from actual country songs, and some of them are completely made up, and you guys will each take turns guessing if it's Boots or Baloney. We'll have 12, and you guys will have 1 point for each right answer.
We're doing them together. We're doing it opposite.
We're gonna do at the same time.
Okay.
You guys say Boots or Baloney, and we'll
Cool.
count the scores. You guys ready?
Yep.
Could you roll me a smoke, pour me a drink?
Boots.
And Bill, would you like to answer then? He sounded very confident.
Boots.
Okay, 1 point for each. Maybe veil it a little bit.
Was that Post Malone?
That was Boots by Miranda Lambert.
Oh, well.
No, you
Regardless,
got
it's
it right, though.
That was Hurt Like Mine. Sorry, that was Boots. Here we go. You're both correct with 1 point. I traded my boots for a Bluetooth, but I still can't call you mine. Is that Boots or Baloney?
Baloney.
That's Baloney. 2-2 right now. In a smoky bar with a neon star, I found the truth hiding in a mason jar. Is that Boots or Baloney?
Boots.
That's Boots.
We are right on time, too.
You guys are scary good. It's like
synced up.
throwing me
It's
off.
like we're in a
good way.
band together.
That's right.
You want
Beer tastes better when you drink it with your boots off. Boots or Baloney?
Baloney.
That's Baloney. You guys are good right now.
Pour for 4.
Here we go. It's bowls and blood. It's dust and mud. It's the roar of a Sunday crowd.
Boots.
That's a pretty easy one. That's a Garth. Her Wi-Fi password was just my name. Guess that's how I knew she felt the same.
Baloney.
Boots.
So you said Boots? Who said Baloney?
I said boots.
I said Baloney.
It's Baloney. That's going to take one right there. This is an intense one. I really like that. I really like this.
I set out on a narrow way many years ago, hoping I would find true love along this broken road.
Boots.
Boots.
That's Boots.
Rascal Flats.
The only thing I've ever cheated on was a jukebox on a Friday night. Boots or Baloney?
Boots.
Boots.
Baloney. You guys are
Damn.
You guys are tying right now. This is an intense match.
I'm
really
down one.
All right, here we go. You are down one.
Yeah.
You're right.
Not a math guy, right?
No. Riding on a tractor, lean all in my bladder, cheated on my baby. You can go and ask her.
Baloney.
Boots.
That's Boots.
Damn.
That is
Taking the lead.
that's Lil Nas X, Old Town Road.
Jeez. Well, we were doing country.
Oh, okay.
Now we're getting into a debate. Here we go. She said yes to a single rose, and I said yes to that dress she chose. Boots or Baloney?
Boots.
Baloney.
That's Boots. All right, Bill. Take it.
Only down one now.
Down one with
I
two
was
to
trying
go.
to be different, man.
Here we go.
You were going for the dagger.
He was going for the dagger, did not hit Bill with the rebound on the way back. I kissed my dog before I kissed my wife because he don't give me sass at night.
Baloney.
Baloney.
That's Baloney. And the final one, there was a distance between you and I, misunderstanding once, but now we look it in the eye.
Boots.
Baloney. I have to go different.
It's Boots. It was
Damn.
it was life is a highway.
I was going opposite regardless what he said there.
Isaac, thank you for coming on the Two Dads podcast. I appreciate you hanging out. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
No.
Thanks for having me.
Bill, anything to say before we get out of here?
No, I just need you guys to go to Spotify and download his 4 songs. I need to do it as well. So I'm going to do
that'd be
that.
great.
I'm going to listen to it tonight.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
We'll see you next time for the Two Dads podcast.